Hello, welcome to Keeping BZ, a video series where Brandon and I show each other random games and talk over them. Tonight, because it's we're halfway through Halloween, almost, I've decided to show one of the only horror games I can actually, one of the only horror games I could show. Welcome to Harvester. Brandon, what do you know about Harvester?
I've definitely seen some videos of people kind of making fun of it. I know that a Let's Player that you and I like, Super Great Friend, has covered this game somewhat. I only know that it's a game. I know what the ending twist is. I know, like, the general idea that it kind of starts out kind of wholesome and then takes a turn. I know that it was, even at the time, kind of controversial for the content that was in it, but I also know that it's kind of joked on now for its kind of edgelord kind of tone. I also know that you and Alec constantly like to joke that the protagonist looks like me.
It does! From the side, it totally does. Look at that. You used to wear striped shirts in high school. From this distance, it looks like you.
Yeah, he really does a good job replicating my terrible posture.
Let's talk to our brother Hank.
What? In the doghouse if you keep bugging me, 'cause I'm sick, and I'll tell Mom if you don't let me watch TV.
Who is this mom?
Mom's in the kitchen, and if you bug me, I'll call her.
Look, do you know me?
Wish I didn't, 'cause then you wouldn't be my brother, and I'd have your room, and all the presents at Christmas. Though I will soon enough anyway, 'cause you're a lousy rat.
You're my brother?
No duh.
Listen, I don't mean to, bug you, but I can't seem to remember anything. Will you please just tell me who you are?
Mom, Steve is bugging me.
Steve, leave Hank alone right now.
Why am I a rat? What did I do to you?
You went and got all mushy on that girl, and now you're lighting out on me. Well, if that's the way you're gonna be, then you can drop dead.
This is gonna be not as much talky as usual. This is just gonna be me showing off how insane this game is. Oh, these are actually dialogue choices I haven't seen from the Retsu Prey. Because I've never really played this game myself, I just saw Retsu Prey play it. What girl is he talking about?
You're talking about.
All summer, it's been Stephanie this and Stephanie that. And now you don't remember? You think I'm dumb or something?
No, I just can't remember anything, like I said.
Well, you better remember quick, 'cause the wedding's in 2 weeks.
What?
Leave me alone so I can watch TV.
He likes his TV, Brandon. Don't bother him during TV time.
That's a
Yeah,
weird
this
looking
place
television.
is weird. It's
Come to
almost
think of
like
it, this
a...
whole place looks totally retro.
It's the 50s, but
Retro.
something's
All TVs
off.
look alike.
Sure, basically. But this is one old-fashioned clunker.
Old-fashioned? It's brand new.
Yeah, but look at the tube. Where's the remote control?
What's that?
Now that I think about it, I
Hmm.
can't remember.
And what was that you said about retro rockets?
No, retro. It means... Oh man, I know what I mean. That everything here is wrong. But I can't picture the difference.
Then shut up and quit bugging me. I'm watching my cowboy show.
Well, he's watching his cowboy show, so we should let him at it. I don't want to spend the entire part just only talking to one person and exhausting every dialogue option. Besides, we gotta meet Mom. Hi, Mom.
Well, hello there. How about some cookies? There's plenty of rejects in the trash.
Who are you?
That's a fine way to talk to your mother.
You're my mother?
That's right. Though sometimes I get treated like the hired help around here.
I don't remember you.
Of course you don't. Until you need your socks washed.
No, you don't understand. I can't remember where I am or even who I am.
Land's sake, stop your joshing, won't you? Honestly, Steve, I thought you'd grow up a little after graduation. I only hope that new job will plant your feet on the ground.
So that's my name. Steve.
Your name will be M.U.D. Mud if you don't stop teasing me, young man.
Listen, this may sound strange, but I've lost my memory. Do you believe me?
Well, you always were a kidder, Steve.
I'm
Yay, they said the
serious.
line.
Sure, and
Yay.
next you'll be telling me you don't remember Hank and your little sister.
Wait, I have a sister as well?
Sister?
Shh, you'll wake her. I just put her down to sleep. If she wakes up, she'll just want to eat again. Darling, I'm busy, and if you think I'm going to play along with this nonsense, you're crazier than Sparky down at the firehouse.
Fine. Maybe I am crazy. I can't.
Am I
prove
brave
that.
enough to show the
Can't you just
firehouse?
help me a
That's a
little?
question.
Is that too much to ask?
Now you've done it. Are you happy?
I don't know if I'm brave enough to show the firehouse in this game.
There, there. Did your brother scare you?
Yeah,
Let me
I get the
see.
impression going in that this game might have content that we wouldn't need to be maybe cautious
Darn
of.
that wasp woman. She's a
Yeah.
monster, that's what she is.
There is a specific scene with the baby, but I don't think I'm going to show it.
That was
Who's
strange.
Who cares about that prancing, fire hydrant squatting sissy boy right now? Your sister's eating a tarantula and you're still fooling around.
If she's my sister.
Enough! Go bother Hank or Stephanie, why don't you? I'm trying to bake cookies.
She's baking cookies, Brandon. What are these cookies for?
The bake sale is on Friday, and yet you're baking the cookies now.
Never put off till tomorrow what you can do today.
But they'll be stale by then.
That's why I'm throwing them away.
And then cooking more?
To replace the ones I throw out.
Why?
Well, I have to. No one's going to pay to eat stale cookies out of the garbage can.
But you expect me to.
Of course not, Steve. I wouldn't charge you. I'm your mother. Help yourself.
Okay.
What a thing to say to your mother. Was that an invitation now that your father is out of action?
What?
Maybe later, dear. Right now I have housework to do. Though you can watch if you want. Don't forget to put the papers out for Jimmy. You know how he gets.
Oh, anyway, let's just move on from that. And, actually, I want to see what happens if I say fuck to him. Hank,
Leave me alone, will ya? This is the good part.
I want to teach you about a new word.
Say what?
Okay, I didn't think so. I think that word only works on the mother.
Fine.
Okay. Also, wow, these shows are more violent than I remember them being back in the 50s.
This is the save screen, by the way.
Dear God. Okay.
I'm not saving for any particular reason.
Uh-huh. Oh no! No! What the fuck?
Jimmy's packing heat. Don't fuck with Jimmy. Jimmy's the paper boy.
So, like, everything's off, and that's kind of the point, is that you're supposed to feel like this is a little off, but it feels like if you attack somebody, it just breaks the illusion immediately.
Or if you say fuck to your mother. Well, the parents' bedroom is locked. Anyway, let's not attack Jimmy this time.
Hey, Steve, I'm Jimmy James. Remember me?
I guess not.
Hey, how come you haven't been putting the paper out for me in the morning? Yeah? Well, try to remember, will ya? How'd you expect a working Joe to make an honest living? You don't put the paper out, I'm out of a job.
So what? You don't get paid for picking up papers anyway.
The Sentinel building burnt down. What the heck else am I supposed to do? Listen, start putting that paper out and everything will be jake, okay? That's all I want. That and a pair of sneakers. Walking this route every day has worn holes in mine. Say, you got any spare sneakers?
Not that I know of.
Oh,
I don't know if
gee
you can
whiz.
ever give him
Look,
spare
find any.
sneakers.
I'd be willing to trade you for them. Something really neato. Think about it. See you later,
I
alligator.
don't think I've actually ever seen him give him sneakers, and I don't know if you can. Harvester had a lot. Harvester is yet another one of those games that had a lot of goals and just did not have the budget or the time to meet any of them.
Yeah.
You know, like, the combat is very simple.
Well, yeah, the fact that you can just attack anyone is really interesting and shows just a ridiculous amount of effort put into what looks like it could be just a simpler, like, point-and-click game.
Oh, wait, there was the... We gotta show off the pot stems.
What?
The pot stems. Let's talk to Mr.
What?
Potsdam. How are you doing?
There he is, my future son-in-law. And how's he doing today? What brings him to the Potsdam household?
What the fuck is that music?
What? It's just regular 1950s music.
Uh-huh.
What a card.
Would I kid about something like that? Why won't you believe me?
Well, you always were a kidder, Steve.
He
You
said
must
the
just
thing.
tell us about your latest shenanigans. Isn't that right, Mrs. Potsdam?
Sure did, Mr. Potsdam. You little rascal.
Imagination's a swell thing to have, in small amounts. Man needs to keep his feet on the ground, especially if he's getting married. Tell me, is your father feeling better? Is he going back to
Mr.
the
Potsdam
slaughterhouse
is
anytime soon?
a character in this video game. Usually how it goes, from what I've seen, is that a lot of people like him at the start, and a lot of people really hate him at the end. For reasons that I will get to later. For right now, he really wants to know about our father.
I haven't seen my father. He's locked in a room.
He's not going to die, is he?
Like I said, I don't know. That woman, Mom, tends to him herself.
Well, next time you see him, be sure to tell him that I said hello. And tell him that I'm praying for his speedy recovery. And also, would you remind him about the meat? Especially about the meat.
Yeah, fine. If I see him.
You should be more concerned. If he dies, then who's going
The
to
facial
take over
expressions
the
in this game are also
slaughterhouse?
pretty good.
Who's going to tend to the meat?
Yeah, I appreciate the variety of them.
Guess as his son, you
I think one of the overly ambitious things they wanted to do is give all of these their own videos, but obviously that was never going to happen.
Right. Yeah, I could see this being like an FMV game like earlier on in development.
Everyone needs at least 3 servings of red meat a day. And anyone who says otherwise is a commie. And
Yep.
once you're married to Stephanie, I'll be part of the family too. And your father will give me all the meat I want. Kind
Oh.
of makes up for not getting into the lodge.
Oh, he's mentioned the lodge. Let's hear about the lodge. What's wrong with the
Why are
lodge,
you so
Brandon? There's nothing wrong
anxious
with the
to get
lodge.
into
Everything
the
is fine with the lodge.
There's wonders inside. I've heard there's
Look how
more
happy
things
he
there
is about the
than I
lodge.
know what to do.
He sure seems to like
Now
meat.
that you're of age, Steve, you might go down to the post office and fill out a lodge application. They're always looking for new blood.
I doubt he's going to say... I think on rare occasions you can get him to say something, but I think most of the time it's...
Stop mumbling, Steve.
Yeah.
I can't understand you at all.
I can also use this instead of, like, clicking on something, I could just type it in here.
Well, don't look at me. Mrs. Potsdam wants Stephanie to study hard for her finals. If it was up to me, you could go straight upstairs, but you know, the little woman, you'll have to ask her permission to see Stephanie. Sorry, Steve. The last thing I want to do is upset you and your father before the wedding. Not with the meat at stake. You will remind your dad about the meat. Won't you?
Yeah, Brand's getting creeped out. Let's get away from him.
No, I need to know about the meat.
Hello, Steve. Have you flossed today?
What?
Honestly, you men can insult a woman without even knowing you've done it. What a horrible thing to say.
You're both standing around baking cookies. Same kind of dress. Same pearls. So bizarre.
There's nothing bizarre about baking cookies. The Harvest Charity Bake Sale is Friday, you know, and by gosh, Mrs. Marvin Potsdam Jr. can be counted on to do her share.
Let's hear about it. Let's hear about this bake
charity
sale.
bake sale. What is it supposed to benefit?
Oh, I dislike talking about gruesome subjects.
What?
When you get right down to it, all charity is pretty ugly, isn't it?
I don't follow.
Ask Mr. Moynihan. He's organized this event. In conjunction with the lodge, naturally.
Naturally.
Give my regards to your parents.
Oh, wait, hang on.
Yeah, we need to ask her about Stephanie, Zach.
Hello, dear. Come to
Yes.
see Stephanie, have you?
Yes. Yes,
She's
please.
upstairs. Go right on up. Just
Oh.
remember, she's grounded until the wedding. Sorry, I didn't catch that.
No.
Give my regards to your parents.
The only one who wants to fuck me is my mom. And I don't know.
Don't take that clip out of context.
Oh, wait, hang on. We should check out the bathroom, you know? Steve probably needs to use it. Now, open. Open. Oh, tampons. Let's just take her tampons.
What?
Yeah, what? They're my tampons now.
What use will you have for them?
I don't know. I don't think they're ever used in any puzzle ever in this video game. You could just take it. There is... Oh, I forget how to do it. Shit. Yeah, I actually completely forget how to do it. Maybe it's up here? Yeah, you can just take these. I don't know if you need them for anything or not.
So this game is like one of those ones filled with a lot of inventory items you just don't need.
Yeah, I don't know if in an earlier version of the game if they were ever supposed to be useful for something, but you can just pick up a bunch of things. They don't really do anything as far as I know. Oh, okay. This is what I need to interact with. YouTube won't like this. Now, why would someone need a hole in the bathroom to stare at their own daughter, to stare at Stephanie? That's weird.
Who are you? What are you doing in my room?
Haven't you heard? We're getting married.
So, you're the one. Steve, isn't it?
You mean you don't know me?
I mean, I don't know anyone. I don't remember anything. How many times do I have to say it?
Just one, Stephanie, because I can't remember a damn thing either.
Really? Oh God, I thought it was just me.
You're not
She
alone.
bought that really quick.
Can you tell me what's going on here?
Those people downstairs have locked me in my room. They say I'm grounded until the wedding. They claim to be my parents. I can't dispute it because I can't.
What do you
remember
think of
for sure
Harvester
one
so
way or
far,
the other,
Brandon?
but it doesn't feel right.
I can say that I do like that we now know a character that is also, you know, seems to be somehow inserted into this place like us and doesn't know why they're here. That there's some level of grounding and we're not just walking from one weirdo to another weirdo.
I believe you. Maybe some of these people believe you too. Maybe they're playing dumb.
Why?
Maybe they're responsible. Either way, something really weird is going on here.
Yeah,
I've got to escape. And
Harvester
so do you.
is a game I
Either
like to
way,
just look
feel
at,
like
but
not.
actually playing it is a
I think
whole
we're
entire
both
different
grounded.
story. The story is bonkers, as you could probably imagine. The puzzles aren't very good, but not many adventure games back then had very good puzzles.
It's been hell.
But there's just something about the world and the writing and just the bizarreness of Harvester that honestly never gets out of my
I
head.
won't tell you why.
Each one blames the other for grounding me. They make up different excuses. Different things I did. none of which I remember. So I sit up here, watch the world outside my window, and listen to the noises in the house. Every morning, a weird boy comes to the house and picks up the paper. He doesn't deliver the paper. He picks up scrap paper that Miss Potsdam sets out on the porch for him. Some mornings she forgets, and the boy gets furious. Gives me the creeps.
Anything else you can tell me?
I hear these weird scraping sounds in the bathroom sometimes. Like something sliding along the wall. Claws, maybe. And Mr. Potsdam. I don't like the way my dear daddy looks at me. Both of them are always watching me. Especially him.
You don't think they're dangerous, do you?
I think this whole place is dangerous. I think we've got to escape. Before it's too late.
She's not wrong. This place is
Everything
dangerous.
seems to
The
revolve around
paperboy
this
has a
grand
gun.
garage.
Yeah.
Although maybe that's just
Or
regular
like a
50s
harvest
America.
moon.
Hey, yo.
They're responsible
Possibly.
for this insane bake sale that's coming, and for the Harvest Blood Drive, too. When people talk about
So we
the
discovered
lodge, it's
something
always in
new.
this
There's a
hushed,
bake sale
reverent
and a
tone.
blood drive.
Mom keeps telling me that women can't join, but she keeps pressuring me to get you to join.
She's not the only one who wants me to sign on with the lodge.
That's probably the worst thing you could do.
You think the lodge is some kind of trap?
I think all of Harvest is a trap.
That's true. Maybe joining the lodge is the way out.
Look, why not explore the town a little? I can't get out of here, but if I could, that's what I'd do. Maybe you can figure out what's happening here without going anywhere near the lodge.
You're really afraid of the lodge, aren't you?
I look at that building, all lit up at night, and I get scared.
I mean, look at the damn thing. Seem like a harmless bunch of Masons to you?
Okay, well that time
Bye.
when they cut to a video
Nothing
clip, there was
doesn't
actually lip syncing
Okay.
of some sort, and not just the back of her head with ADR lines.
Oh, no, they like to do that.
But I understand it, Zach. Like I get it. It's like just visually, this game doesn't really look like really any other game, and the main part of it is, of course, the live action sort of cut out rotoscoped characters. Nothing else really looks like this in terms of a point and click game.
I mean, there's Darkseid, but I think Harvester does it better. Toonstruck is pretty cool. That one has
that's
Christopher
true.
Walken.
Christopher Lloyd, Zach, not Walken.
Oh, damn it!
What's up with all of these tunes? No, Zach, not Walken.
Anyway, look, how bad could a school possibly be? We need to learn.
Oh no.
Steve, good of you to drop by, big guy. Haven't seen you since graduation. A lot of changes, I hear.
You could say that.
Good, good. That's a nice part of my job. Turning fine young men and women out into the world, and then watching them prosper. Of course, I was able to reach more people at the old Sentinel, God bless her. But then again, I never got to see the results of my work up close before.
Who are you?
You know very well I'm Mr. Harrell, the principal of Gain Memorial. Steve, I've heard about this amnesia nonsense. I had hoped
Man,
you'd
word
be in
travels
the
fast
lodge
in
by
Harvest.
now. Fine
Although
I
young
guess
it's a
fellow
small
like
town.
yourself.
But
now,
in
I
this
think maybe you
particular
need a
world,
little
it
more
makes sense to me that people are just constantly
quality
whispering to
time.
each other.
True. Let's talk about quality time with the principal.
What do you mean, quality time?
Some, like Miss Whaley, favor stern discipline, corporal punishment, as a means of socialization. Myself, I temper discipline with love. Quality time can be such a warm, sharing
Yeah, I don't like the way
experience.
he said that either.
After
That's like
just
the
a few
worst
sessions,
way anyone has ever
you
said the
stop
word
this
love, I
amnesia
think,
nonsense
ever.
and become a productive member of society and a fit candidate for the lodge.
Well, after the way he said lodge, I'm just gonna shout, bye!
Drop in again soon. Adult education is a wonderful thing, as is adult quality time.
Well, let's check in how the kids are doing.
My goodness, class, this is Stephen. He used to be a student here at Gein Memorial. Say hello, class. They're reticent. The educator's greatest problem today is the apathy of the students.
What's wrong with
Hey,
you?
it's just like today.
It. I can tell you in one word, Stephen. Discipline. Thank goodness you weren't a sulky bear. You were always a smiley bear.
Then, you remember me?
Not as such. So many pupils, Stephen. They come and they go. But I can always spot those who were nice boys. You can tell from the forehead. The lobes, right, class? I'm glad you stopped by, Stephen. Would you care to say a few words to the class about civic responsibility?
Not really. I was just passing through.
Oh, but you must, Stephen. A positive role model might be just the thing to inspire these little monsters. Stephen, have you any questions for me? Or shall I continue with class?
I want to get a certain scene to happen.
Very well, then. Class, say
But I forget how to
goodbye
do
our
it.
good friend, Stephen.
And the class
Stephen,
says
I'm
nothing.
glad you're here. As a graduate of Gein Memorial, you're a perfect example of
What
I'm
is
trying
wrong
to
with their heads? I
impress
can't
upon
even
my
tell.
class. That discipline forms the leaders of tomorrow.
That's what I'm trying to figure
we don't
out.
practice corporal punishment here. I've never believed in that old adage, spare the rod and spoil the child. A rod is too thin, but a baseball bat, that bridges the generation gap quite nicely. Oh dear. Conducting another air raid drill. Everyone into the hallway, quick!
That was literally the Silent Hill, the same thing they used in Silent Hill for the siren.
If an A-bomb hits, what good is it gonna do to duck and cover?
No! No! What? Oh, God.
My stars, that was
Okay.
exciting.
Bye.
Stop by anytime, Stephen.
Nothing to comment on there, Steven? That just seems normal to you?
I mean, Steven has amnesia. He doesn't remember how to react to a child just getting a concussion and possibly being murdered in school.
Uh-huh.
Where's the exit?
There is no exit from
Yay!
Harvester, Zach. Oh. Meat plant, yeah.
Oh, and this diner. Alright. So I'm gonna put a content warning for this whole video, but the biggest content warning, well, besides the child getting bashed in the head, is probably the fire department.
Please excuse the mess. They did wonders with the upstairs bedroom. But this
Oh,
garage requires
no.
color coordination.
No!
Be very afraid.
What?
Don't bother me, I'm sketching. Oh, look what you made me do.
God damn it.
Hello, Steve. Welcome to the House of Flame, as we like to call it. Oh, cut it out, Spots, honestly. Once he gets barking, a good piece of meat is the only way to shut him up. There you go, Spot. So, Steve, bet you don't remember me. Heard about that short in the old wiring. I'm Fire Marshal Sparky, head of your fire department. Don't be
Come on,
silly.
Steve, don't be
Everyone
judgy.
thinks that amnesia kick is a scream. Well, you always were a kidder, Steve.
No!
It's my job to keep abreast of developments in the community to better serve you, the public. I'm sure you'll be thrilled when you learn of the many civic improvements we have planned for your fire department.
Such as...
Well, don't tell any of the others, but I've secured a bolt of the most divine mauve material. I've hidden it because, well, if any of these Marys got a hold of it, it'd be gone in a jiffy. So I'd rather keep it hush-hush. I'm going to make new drapes for the firehouse, and if I have any left, cross your fingers, I'm going to make everyone matching mauve pillow cozies.
Those are civic improvements.
Don't be such a party pooper, Steve.
What? I don't remember that.
Besides, we haven't had a fire in Harvard since the newspaper building burned down. Though I'll admit that the Wasp Woman's place is one big accident waiting to happen. Isn't that right, Spot?
Good boy. Bye.
Bye-bye.
So that's the
That
firemen.
was-
We don't need to see any more of them.
That was, yeah, pretty physically painful.
Oh, believe me, this game is full of edge and pain. And, like, it's all very stupid, but, man, there's just something about... There's just something about it. I don't know. For some reason, things like this always stick out in my mind. For better and for worse, really.
Well, because of the nature of just what this the atmosphere of this game, and like how they keep repeating that same line and that kind of almost weird hive mindish way that everybody reacts, I feel like it does inspire you to want to figure out what is going on.
And, like, the story could be better, but honestly, I think I enjoyed the story overall, even if it's... Like, it definitely could have been done better, and it probably would have been, you know, if they had the time and the budget. Like, this game is obviously too ambitious for its own good, and it had a lot of ideas that it just really wasn't going to be able to execute properly, unfortunately. But, as it stands, I think this is an interesting piece of gaming history, and we're past the half-hour mark, so I figure we might as well end it with Colonel Buster Monroe.
Oh, who goes there?
They tell me my name is Steve.
Oh, right. This is Section 21. Keep your distance, son. I wouldn't want to have to blow your head off.
That makes two of us.
So you're the amnesiac, huh? Just another draft-dodging ploy the way I see it. But at least you're not an alien. You see their ships every now and then. Sometimes swell bags one in the woods.
Who are you?
Colonel Buster Monroe, commander of
The
the
weird thing
Harvest
is, I
Nuclear
don't
Missile
think most of these
Installation.
people
Keeping
matter
America
to the
safe
overall
from
game.
those who
I don't
would
think
die
you
of
have to
flag
ever
red,
come to the
white,
military
and
base.
pink.
These are nuclear missiles?
I kind of like that,
right.
though, that they really did just
Every
fill
one
out
of them
this
ready to
town
rain
to give
death
it
on the
a full
Ruskies.
atmosphere and
All I
history.
gotta do is hit the button and blammo.
Yeah,
price
the
of
firemen
that
are
goes through
kind
the
of important for the story. One of them gives you a clue that the dog likes meat.
Well, I suppose you have,
Hmm.
you know, safeguards against
Yeah,
accidents.
the lodge will give you... Oh, well,
Safeguard.
okay. I should end it with the lodge.
Don't be such a weak sister.
Because
There
I
are
gotta
no
show you the voice
safeguards.
I gotta show you the voice
This is
acting of
the
the guy that guards the
50s.
lodge.
Then you have sole control of the, missiles.
That's right. Been in charge here since WW2, when I got my lower torso shot off in the war. Those pantywaists in Washington wanted to stick me behind a desk. To hell with that. They owed me. I left my legs in Dusseldorf. They owed me. Of course, they felt that after the trauma of having to crawl from Germany to England trailing my intestines behind me, I was too emotionally unstable to continue in the military. That's why they gave me this nice cushy job and put me in charge of the nuclear missiles.
Yep, that checks out.
Yeah, let's talk about your legs.
I don't follow.
Well.
Son, when you've had your buddy shot in half, you know a thing or two about fear. You learn that when something actually happens, it's never as bad as you imagine it would be. Oh, sure, I can't write my name in the snow. I had to shell out a few simoleons for portable IV drips, colostomy bags, and so on. The pain is hardly what I'd call constant. I have my good days when I pass out completely. We're never asked to endure more than we're capable of handling, mister. Folks would die in a nuclear holocaust, but nobody would die who wasn't going to die anyway, sooner or later. And the rest of us? Why, we'd take a little R&R at the old radiation bunker, climb out in 2 weeks, and go back to work, refreshed and ready to contribute as productive members of society again. Makes me wonder why I don't just push the button and take me a nice vacation. Can you give me any reason why I shouldn't?
You know what? Honestly? Blast away. Fuck Harvest. This town sucks.
You talked me into it. Unfortunately, there's only room in my shelter for one.
What? But why shoot him if he's just gonna die anyway?
I don't know whose eye that's supposed to be. It might be Stephanie's.
Maybe just so that he makes sure that Steven can't get to the bunker before him or something?
I think that's what it's supposed to be about, yeah.
Okay.
Also, just because they had to add the gore. The gore is kind of important to Harvester. Anyway, I did want to end it after that, but then I remembered I have to show the lodge guy.
Okay. We have heard a lot about the lodge.
Initiates may enter the hall of the Order of the Harvest Moon.
Did you say something?
I did not speak, but my mind touched yours.
Telepathy? But how?
Only those who seek enlightenment want my attention. Do you hunger?
Oh shit, there is one more character I have to show. Oh my god.
There are always obstacles to the path. You must first fill out an application to be considered for initiation into the mysteries. Applications are available at the post office. Postmaster Boyle disseminates them to the uninitiated. I do not sully my hands.
Then I just fill it out and return it to you, or what?
You may find it difficult to obtain an application. You will no doubt need to find some way to persuade Postmaster Boyle to give you one in the middle of the month, as it is against his rules. When you do, however, bring it to me, and if you are worthy, you will be put to the test.
Yeah, so joining the lodge is pretty much the entire point of Steve's quest. You gotta join the lodge. And to do that, we gotta talk to Postmaster Boyle. But I'm not showing off Postmaster Boyle. Instead, I just gotta remember where this guy is. There he is. Hey, buddy.
Hello, Steve. How's the husband-to-be?
That's the face of a guy I can trust.
I'm all right.
All right.
Everybody's got freaky eyes in Harvester.
Considering what you're getting into, if you haven't gotten into it already. Speaking of which, I heard Stephanie was grounded. Her daddy's worried about getting his meat. So if I were him, I'd be more concerned about Stephanie getting some meat.
Right. And you are?
You always were a kidder, Steve.
Gah!
I'm Mr. Johnson, remember? Glad you stopped by. Just got finished waxing the tucker. I could use a little relaxation. But since Edna's not here, I might as well talk to you.
Well, let's talk about Edna. That poor, poor woman.
Edna Fitzpatrick is one of the snootiest women in town.
Oh,
I declare,
gossip.
there isn't a woman in Harvest that turned me away. If I was interested, that is. Just because she owns DNAs, she's got all these highfalutin ideas about independence. And her with a little girl to raise. That child needs a father. And Edna, well, she needs a good, hard penis.
Tell me about the penis.
What makes you so sure she needs a penis?
You say Edna's getting it from
Stephen!
like maybe that damn Sheriff Dwayne.
I think you really are being a kidder right now.
DNA's done every day from noon to 1, eating his dadgum pie. And I got a feeling he'd like Edna for dessert. Sure, it's the only diner in town, but I'm sure he's got more on his mind than food.
Well, I think we hit a sore spot.
Now.
Don't worry, we
Good
scratch
Lord.
his car later. We make him pay.
Well, that's good.
We do a lot of bad things to people in town, and some of them deserve it. She doesn't. But that's Harvester, or at least as much as I could show up without making this video too much longer, because it's after 40 minutes. Yeah, it's, it's October. I didn't really have any other games really in mind to show off. There is another game I have, but I have to do something in that before I can play it. So I know my game for next time. But, we just had to show off Harvester, because it's hard to say it's a game I love. Because you can't... Can you really love a game you haven't really played? But at the same time, it's...
I don't know if anybody really loves Harvester. I don't know if there's anybody out there that played this and went, oh yes, this is the best game ever. Maybe edgy teens when they played it back in the day. But it has aspects that are interesting. I mean, I do like, for example, that when we were talking to the guy, the military guy with no legs, that he immediately already knew that Stephen was, he had amnesia, that the town was talking about it, but he doesn't really care. Like, he almost like has the veil swiped away. He doesn't have the same type of, 50s sitcom brainwashing stuck in his head. There's a little more to him, which I thought was interesting.
Yeah, a lot of these characters are pretty one note.
Yes, but they are interesting in their own, even if I imagine it's going to get repetitive with how many of them are just creepy.
Well, don't worry, the creepiness gets turned up to 11. And I've shown off some kind of fucked up things here. Harvester gets a lot more fucked up later down the line. Anyone who would like to see all of Harvester, if you'd like to see the plot, because honestly, I think the twist is kind of neat. It might be a bit predictable, but I thought the story was fun. The Red Super is kind of slow, because the guy playing it goes through a lot of the dialogue trees. But if you're interested in seeing Harvester, I recommend watching Red Super.
Yeah, I feel like they're probably the best choice, and I imagine there's probably other people out there that have done maybe more comprehensive ones, but obviously the Harvester Red Super is probably the most classic.
There is a channel, I don't think they've done a playthrough of Harvester, but it's a Harvester devoted channel where that guy has actually done interviews with some of the people that have been in Harvester. Like, I think he does an interview actually with the woman that plays the baby.
Okay. Interesting choice. Asking about her experiences on Harvester. Like, what do you remember? Nothing. But okay.
It's been a few years since I've seen it, but I remember it kind of being a fun interview.
Sure.
Because
sure.
He does a joke where he goes, video games don't make you violent. Starring in an old 90s FMV game makes you violent.
Yeah.
But already, that's Harvester. I should apologize, and I will, but Alrighty, have a good night, everybody.
Take care.